Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the East Bayfield Community Center. We're set for some Barrie Sharks action on a late night on a Friday. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Tonight we're welcoming the Nepean Wildcats into the East Bayfield Community Center. This is the first time the Nepean Wildcats have been in the building. Now the Sharks have faced them one time prior to this, way back in the fall. And that game ended up being a 2-2 tie. So this game is looking to be really close. They're really close in the standings, with the Barrie Sharks sitting in 9th place and the Nepean Wildcats sitting in 7th. So they are very close. The last game that the Nepean Wildcats did play, however, was way back on December the 17th before the break. And that was a 2-1 win over the Ottawa Lady Senators. And as you remember, back on January the 7th, the last game for the Barrie Junior Sharks was a 4-3 exciting win over the Central York Panthers. Now the Nepean Wildcats are in for a 3-game stint this weekend as they'll head to Leaside tomorrow, and then Central York on January the 14th. The Sharks only have one more game coming up this weekend, and that's against the London Devilettes on Sunday afternoon. I'm looking forward to bringing this game action to you, if it is on an 8 o'clock on a Friday night with a potential snowstorm happening outside, but it should be exciting. I do have your starting lineups for your visiting Nepean Wildcats. I would like to welcome in all the Nepean Wildcat fans who might be tuning in. Starting in net is number 31, Zoe Cliche. On defense, number 4, Alex Terrian. And number 77, Addison Robillard. On the forward line for the Nepean Wildcats is number 11, Lexi Bertelson. Number 12, Maddie Pears. And number 15, Layla Richuti. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Starting lineup for your Barrie Junior Sharks. In goal, number 74, Ava Sador. On defense, number 12, Sasha Siska Humphreys. Number 28, Tegan Perry. And on the forward line, number 5, Bryce McLaren. Number 34, Aaliyah Sutton. And number 73, Haley Beckett, who happens to be our top point getter right now with 12 goals, 5 assists, equaling 17 points on the season. It's been exciting bringing this action to you guys, and I can't wait to see how things filter out here for the playoffs. Stand by for game action. We have about a minute and a half left. Okay. Having a couple of audio difficulties here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, so I hope it's coming across to you guys okay. I think we've got it all figured out. Last 30 seconds here of warm-up, and we'll get set for the national anthem. If you guys are with us on Sunday, it was a heck of a game against Central York. Very powerful players on Central York's team, and our Barrie Junior Sharks certainly rise to the occasion and made an exciting 4-3 win over that team. We'll get set here for puck drop here momentarily after our powwows in the net, right after our national anthem. We'll get set here for puck drop here momentarily after our powwows in the net, right after our national anthem. With the national anthem out of the way, we'll get set here for puck drop. I'd like welcome aboard, ladies. They did get their own little victory lap in the beginning, which is really special for them. They're joining us from U18 AA. All right, we're set for some junior hockey. Puck is down and things are underway here in Barrie, Ontario in the Shark Tank. Sharks take control of the draw on the first off and come right into the Wildcat end to make a first run. They'll battle for it in the corner and hopefully the Sharks will come up with it. Sutton holding on to the line, taking over McLaren's spot. Will go racing in there after the puck, trying to work it off for Nepean Wildcat rival. That is Alex Tarian there in the corner for Nepean. Lexi Bertelson will bring it out, but only makes it as far as the blue line before she's turned back. Ricciuti for the Nepean Wildcats now brings it across the blue line and can't maintain control. Olivia Urbach takes control of that and gets it out, and now it's Jordan Redden's turn. Trying to moving the puck forward and into the end zone. Gets held up at the red line momentarily. This is Talia Hildebrandt moving it forward for Dusome to give it chased, but there will be a whistle for an icing call just in the first minute. After the draw, the puck will escape and come all the way back into the Wildcat end. That's Reagan Wynot for the Nepean Wildcats trying to collect it, but we'll get a whistle on the offside as it hits the blue line. As indicated, the Sharks are back in action again on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock as they welcome in the London Devilettes. Vanessa Champacone taking the face-off against Bryn Rutledge for the Barrie Junior Sharks. Won by Nepean very momentarily, trying to force it towards the red line, but the Sharks sent it right back. A lot of neutral zone plays so far. It really hasn't gone outside of those blue lines just yet for too many chances in the end zone. Another offside call, and we'll get set up for another puck drop here. It's going to be the same two in the face-off dot. It's going to be Champacone and Bryn Rutledge. Face-off violation. No, there is a face-off violation, and one of those centers is going to get... Oh, no, I guess it didn't exchange center. Something wasn't right with the face-off. In any case, puck is down. Play continues. Hildebrandt sending it forward for May Severn. It's going to be another call. Incidental contact with the bench. Out of the lineup this evening is number 3, Ruby Mitchell, and number 10, Sonia Mehta. Ruby is still nursing an injury, and Sonia, unfortunately, is a little under the weather and couldn't participate tonight. And if you've been looking at the social media, you'll see that Paige McGuire has left the Barrie Junior Sharks and has made her way onto a team in Sweden. So we wish Paige McGuire all the best of luck as she continues her hockey career over in Europe. It's the first time Ava Sadora has seen the puck, and she'll put a glove on that. And we'll get set up for a face-off in the Sharks' end. It's going to be Maddie Pears taking the face-off against Durbach, and that's won by Nepean. They'll slide over the blue line over to Tara, and she'll fire. And Sador sees that all the way in and makes a great stop. Got Bertelsen taking the face-off this time for Nepean. That's won by Bertelsen. She makes a great shot in. Sador with the save. It'll pop back out to the blue line, and the Wildcats will try to keep it onside. Bertelsen trying to work her way in again. Sharks will clear it. Dusome trying to move it forward. Alex Terrian facing it back the other way. Arscott goes for a dive into the boards as he gets worked off the puck, and the puck does clear out of the Sharks' end. It only makes it as far as the blue line. Terrian sending it right back down to behind the goal line. Siska Humphreys is going to collect it, move it back over to Arscott on the other side. She'll move it forward to Redden, but she doesn't have it very long. Goes back behind the goal. Nepean putting on the pressure here. Back to the blue line, and they'll fire it in. It'll trickle wide of the net before a stick can get on and work the deflection. It's Molly Dunn at the blue line sending it in. It'll get deflected and up and over onto the far side. Wildcats bring it right back in. That's done again, right into the crease, and it trickles past the door. And they score early. Inside the first 4 minutes, and it's 1-0 Nepean. I don't think Sador saw that. She made the initial stop. It was a great celebration on the ice for the Wildcats making that goal. Looks to be scored by Annika Lafreniere. So Sharks working from behind, but that's okay. They've done that before. It's Carly O'Connor working it the other way for the Nepean Wildcats, trying to force it over to Champacone. Sharks bring it in to the Wildcat end. Working around the back, that's Kate Stewart trying to get it out in front into the slot area. Where Severn's waiting, she'll deflect, but right into the glove of Cleach, the netminder for Nepean. That'll be our call-up. Bryn Rice taking the face-off. Haley Beckett will fire. That hits a couple of bodies and will escape the zone. Molly Dunn and Kylie Hollingsworth getting the assist on that Nepean goal. Another shot in there by Lexi Bertelson, and Zadora's up at the task and makes a great save. Molly Dunn and Kylie Hollingsworth getting the assist on that Nepean goal. So as indicated, Nepean is here for a three-game stretch. Three-game stretch. They'll stay in the GTA area and they'll play Leaside tomorrow and the Central York Panthers on Sunday afternoon before heading home. Alex Dusson bringing it across the blue line. She gets pushed into the corner by Reagan Wynot. Sharks trying to work around the other side. It's Jordan Redding trying to work it to the far side over for Olivia Urbach. Can't quite connect. O'Connor taking over for now, and it will escape the zone and come all the way back to Perry. Stewart bringing it across the blue line, but she's hampered by the Wildcat, having a hard time keeping it out from the boards and moving into the center. Right to Bryn Rutledge, and she makes a great shot, but she just misses on the short side. Puck comes out to the blue line. Severn holds on, moves it down to Rutledge, who's behind the goal line. They'll battle for it. The corner comes right out to the crease. Stewart can't find it in her feet, and the puck will clear out to center. Perry trying to throw it right back down into play, but they go off on a line change. Wildcats will take over in their own end and try to work the puck out to the neutral zone. Puck will come all the way out, and it will be called icing against the Wildcats. And we'll set up and have a face-off here, right beside the netminder for Nepean. Just through our first 5 minutes of play here in the first period, 1-0 Nepean. Lafreniere will take the face-off with Sutton on the face-off dot. Sharks did have possession of that, but did not hold on to it. Nepean taking over, and they will exit their own zone and try to move it forward. But Haley Beckett takes over at the blue line and brings it right back in. She's got Sutton on her right. Tries to get a pass to her, but it's intercepted by Wynot. To the blue line for Hildebrandt. She'll throw it in, but just to the far side of the goalpost, and it'll bounce to the corner. Puck will go up. Down at the red line. Sharks hanging on. Pass up to Beckett. She's got a little space as both teams were changing their lines. O'Connor picking it up in her own zone, peeling back and see if she can't find a free lane. She does. Gets out of her own end with a lot of speed over the red line and dumps it into the Sharks' end. R. Scott working it around the net and will try to move it forward, and she does. Robillard bringing it in, tries to pass over to Hollingsworth, can't quite connect. They'll get to the corner, a tip in. Right in front by Chambers, and that nearly found the back of the net, but Sador was ready. Definitely notice the style of play with this Nepean Wildcat team. They like to pass the puck around, they're speedy, and they like to deflect shots. That's how they set up. Another shot in and a blocker save by Zador. Sharks trying to work themselves out, and they do. Picked off right at the blue line by O'Connor. She'll fire, but it gets deflected over the crossbar. Have a whistle here for the offside. Picked off right at the blue line by O'Connor. She'll fire, but it gets deflected over the crossbar. We'll have a face-off here to the right of Zador. He'll go behind the net and out the other side. Southern trying to get her stick onto the puck and try to work it out. It'll go out to the blue line and held on to by Wynot. She'll move it over into the corner. Wildcats trying to get it out in front. They'll battle for it in the corner. See if they can't get it off the boards, and they do. Bertelson trying to work it in, but it goes back to the defense. Terrian. She works it forward into the zone. We're going to have a stoppage in play here as the horn sounded in the score box, the scorekeeper's box. I'm not sure what the deal is. 12:38 remaining in the period. We'll have a big breather here. The linesmen seem to be giggling, so it must be a technical difficulty that's happening in the scorekeeper's box. We'll wait and see what happens. The horn continues to sound, so maybe it's a problem with the horn. I don't know. Our apologies if we're getting an audio difficulty here on the live stream, folks. We are trying to correct that, so please be patient with us. Tim is hard at work trying to correct the problem. Tim, have you figured it out yet? Not yet. We'll get it fixed as soon as possible, folks. Just bear with us. In the meantime, we're giving you the game action as best we can. Luckily, there's a stoppage in play here with whatever is going on in the scorekeeper's box. Not yet. We'll get it fixed as soon as possible, folks. Just bear with us. In the meantime, we're giving you the game action as best we can. Luckily, there's a stoppage in play here with whatever is going on in the scorekeeper's box. As I indicated, the Sharks have another home game coming up on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock as they welcome in the London Devilettes. And the next home game after that is on the 20th. We'll continue to listen to the horn sound for whatever reason. And while that happens, Tim will try to get these audio problems all sorted out. We thought we checked everything before we went on the air, but as usual, there's usually a couple of glitches we have to contend with. Just about 12 and a half minutes left in the first period. 1-0 for Nepean, and we'll take a breather here. I don't know what the problem is. Hopefully they'll get it.
Try now.
Check, check, check. Let me put my headset on and let's see if this doesn't sound any better. Check, check. I'll go from here and see if I'd. Check, check, check. Let me put my headset on and let's see. No, there's still an echo here, but we'll get it sorted out. No, there's still an echo here, but we'll get it sorted out.
Test.
Well, now the scoreboard's gone dark. At least we know how much time is left. It's 12:38 or 12:36. I saw on the clock as it went off. So. Well, now the scoreboard's gone dark. How's it sounding, Tim? How's it sounding, Tim?
It's 15 seconds.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We got the time back on the board, but it's wrong. It should be 12:36. They'll change it. Got the time back on the board, but it's wrong. It should be 12:36. So I am hearing one. Some viewers are hearing double, and some viewers aren't. So I am hearing one. Hopefully the game action is nice and clear. Like I said, we're taking a bit of a breather here as we get the scorecard fixed. Tech director Tim enough time to see if he can't solve the problem before play continues. So thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get the show on the road as soon as we can. Hopefully the delay doesn't go on for too long, as these athletes might cool down and not stay limber. It was a good flow to the game. Certainly don't want that diminished by the stoppage in play. The Nepean Wildcats were doing some wonderful passing in front of Zador. Zador is making some great stops too. Now that we're back in full swing here in January, I hope I can announce some more team signings here in the near future. I know that a lot of girls are looking to see what their plans are for the fall once they're done their schooling here in the spring. And definitely excited about the playoff format as the Sharks push to get up into at least 8th place so they can make the gold tournament. So it's the top 8 making a gold tournament, the middle 8 making the silver tournament, and the bottom 8 will be in the bronze tournament. So everybody will play in a tournament. Awesome. Do we have the problem licked here, Tim? Let me see. I'll put my headset back on and see if that doesn't fix the problem. Check, check, check.
I had YouTube on. I didn't realize.
All right, folks, I think we've sorted out our technical difficulties. All right, so we have our audio problems all sorted out, and we'll get set here to continue game action. I'm excited. Thank goodness there was a scoreboard or a scorekeeper problem, so we could fix that problem without having to worry about missing any gameplay. Shot in right off the draw, and Zador had to kick to the corner really quickly. Wildcats hold on. The blue line of fire in. Hits a body and will escape, and Haley Beckett's got a bit of a breakaway. She fires. Penalty coming. Great save by Cleach, but there will be a penalty assessed. That should go against Nepean Wildcat for inhibiting Beckett, and it will be a hooking call against number 20, Reagan Wynot. So 12:21 to go in the first, and a power play opportunity for the Junior Sharks to see if they can't get an equalizer here and even the score. Shot back to the blue line for Siska Humphreys. She'll fire in. Nice glove save there by Cleach. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's either Cleach or Cliche, but I'm going to go with Cleach. I do apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Out to the blue line. Siska Humphreys puts it right back in play for Haley Beckett. Again, that was 2 minutes for hooking against the Wildcats. Sharks on a power play. Shot in there. Cleach makes the stop, kicks to the corner. Puck will come right back out to the blue line. Siska Humphreys couldn't hold on, so it'll come all the way back for Perry. Up to Dusome, who will chase it in the corner, try to work it out in front. Almost connected with Sutton. Couldn't quite get the right angle. Back to Perry. She'll fire it in, and it slides past Cleach, but not past the goal post. My goodness, what a shot. Coming close to evening things up. Urbach will take this drop against Champacone. I may have too much fun pronouncing that name this game, but it's a great name to pronounce. Shot in there, and Cleach has another great save. 1 minute gone in the power play, 1 minute left. Urbach again versus Champacone, and it'll be a violation, and we'll set up and do it all over again. Urbach out, Stewart in. It'll come out into the corner where the Sharks will chase it. This is Severn. Try to work it out in front for Perry. Perry fires it in through bodies. Doesn't meet its target, and will get kicked out of the way and into the corner where the Sharks will continue to chase. Back out to the blue line. Another fire in, and that's hit down by Severn to the corner. She'll backhand it back to the blue line. Send it over to Perry, and she'll fire. Momentary glove save there for Cleach. Couldn't hold on to it, and it will come right back out. Sharks hanging on here. 25 seconds left in the power play. Severn still holding on in the corner. It'll get sent back out to Hildebrandt on the blue line. She'll wind and fire, and that gets kicked aside. Hildebrandt with it again. She'll fight for it versus Terrian in the corner. Stewart coming in to give her a hand, as is Robillard for Nepean. It'll go past everybody and into the corner, and the Wildcats will clear out to the red line. Hildebrandt in her own end. Works it up to Redden. Skips off her stick and right on to a Wildcat stick, and they'll send it back into the Sharks' end. Sharks will bring it right back out, and this is Jordan Redden over the blue line, and she gets pushed over as she comes across that blue line, so that will be another power play for the Barrie Sharks as the Wildcat is called for interference, just as the other penalty came to an end, so another chance for Nepean. Now I see in the scoreboard it says 0-0. I don't think that's right. I still think it's 1-0. This is the scoreboard here in the rink, folks. I still believe it is 1-0 Nepean Wildcats. Why not? Fighting for it in the corner. Hands it off to Robillard. They can't quite get it out in front of the goal. Haley Beckett coming in to get the Sharks a hand as Sutton tries to work it out in front. Perry at the blue line fires it in. Hits Dusome. They'll fire in from the corner. That's Beckett again. Hits a couple of bodies. Siska Humphreys couldn't hold on, and the Wildcats will shoot it out of the zone. This is Tegan Perry bringing it right back in. Back to Dusome, who heads it off to Sutton. She'll weave around a couple of white sweaters and come in, and Beckett will wind and fire. And another great save by Cleach in the crease. 1:13 to go in the penalty. Off the draw, Terrian trying to maintain control. Sharks ring it around the boards and all the way to the blue line. Hildebrandt sending it over to Perry. She'll wait, sending it right back to Hildebrandt. She'll take her time, make a couple of turns, and send it down low for Stewart. Right back to the blue line for Hildebrandt. To Tegan Perry. Tries to put it through a crowd. Doesn't work, so she'll try it again. It's deflected into the corner for Stewart. Severn now pulls it off the corner, and she'll try to bring it all the way around. Leaves it for Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt Right down to Perry. Perry over to Severin, right over her stick, and the Wildcats will clear it out. 25 seconds to go in the power play for Barrie. Perry coming all the way back to behind Zador. Wildcats will deflect it and up and over and into the Sharks bench for a stoppage in play. Off the face-off, Sharks have control, sending it up to McLaren. She tries to back it hand to Rutledge. She gets a hold of it and fires, but it goes to the opposite side of the goalpost that she wanted it to be on. Penalty coming to an end. Done out of the box. They'll battle for it down in the corner. Sharks put it into the crease, kicked behind. Out in front for Siska Humphrey. She fires, but it's deflected off a Wildcat body. This is Terrian behind the net. She'll pick a side, send it back down to her D partner. Why not? And why not? I'm sure she's heard that one before. In fact, it was a why not in the other game on Sunday. So 2 in a row. Dunn sends it back down into the Sharks' end. This is Southern trying to move it over to her D partner. Out for Sutton. Rice on her right. Sutton will fire it in, and a good pad save by Cleach. Wildcats trying to get out of their own end. Sharks holding on. Sharks will fire. Hits a body. Robillard trying to work it out. Still on the puck. She now has control and sends it over to her partner. She'll clear it all the way down for Hildebrandt, sending it back to the red line. Icing waved off as that puck was shot in by Tegan Perry. Wildcats clear. Hollingsworth trying to move it into the Sharks' end, and that gets sent back the other way. This is Terrian. Leaves it behind for Nancaro. Sharks keeping it down into the Wildcat end. Want to try and get an equalizer here before the end of the first period. Pace of the game wasn't as fast, or I find is not as fast as it was before our stoppage in play. That took a while to correct. Something was going on in the scorekeeper's box, but I find that the speed of play isn't what it was. Momentum seemed to be all on the Wildcats' side, so I'm sure the Sharks will try to take advantage of the momentum shift and see if they can't quite get a goal here before the end of the period. They'll battle for it in the corner, trying to work it out in front. Rutledge trying to get it out in front. Backhand by Bertelsen, and that goes up and over the door, and that makes it 2-0. It was a great shot. She pulled it right off the corner. Little backhand and up and floating over Zador's shoulder, and there's nothing she could do as it was just too close for her to move. That was an even strength goal, as the penalty had expired, so it wasn't shorthanded. So Sharks find themselves down 2 goals now. Again, these two teams are very close in the standings with very similar records. Nepean is 13-8-2, and the Sharks are 12-6-2. Sharks trying to bring it right back down into the zone. Can't quite get a shot off. Wildcats trying to clear, and they get it as far as the blue line. Sharks send it right back down into the corner. Why not trying to get out of harm's way? And Pear's giving her a hand. It will escape and come out and go the distance. And that will be icing against the Wildcats. 4.5 minutes to go here in the first. Urbach will take the face-off against Bertelsen, our latest goal scorer for the Wildcats. Urbach battling for it against two white sweaters down the corner. It's going to get picked up by Southern. She'll do an about face and send it over to Perry on the other side. Perry will wait and try to send it forward. Dusome just out of her reach. So we'll have an icing call against the Barrie Sharks. Champacone in the face-off dot. And I'm going to take every opportunity to say that name because I love saying Champacone. Face-off won by Barrie. Can't quite get it out of their own end. Nepean Wildcats keeping it in onside. Off the boards. Battle for it in the corner. Let's see which team comes up with it. Out to Tarian. She'll send it over and across, right across the blue line for O'Connor. O'Connor trying to center it. Sharks get it out of the slot area and tries to send it up to Stewart, and that's intercepted. Here comes O'Connor in the crease. She'll fire. Zador makes a great save and does not let off a rebound. I'll be anxious to see what the shots on goal are for this period. A lot of good chances back and forth. I couldn't even pick which goaltender's been the busier other than the fact that it's 2-0 Nepean. Come out to the blue line and Nankara will take a step back and send it over to Dunn. It'll come all the way into the corner. Arscott does get to it first after a saber duel with her rival. They'll battle for it there in the blue line and will make it as far as the red before Pears takes the puck, turns it around, passes it off, shot in. Zador makes the save. Rebound available, but the Sharks do get it out of the slot area and off to the side of the boards. Rutledge working away, sends it over to the corner. It'll escape. This is Stewart trying to send it forward to Severn. Goes off the end of her stick. Bertelsen taking a bit of a lap and trying to move it forward, but it hits Beckett's stick and gets deflected. Back to Southern. And up to Rutledge. She can't hold on. Nankaro takes over and pulls it into the Sharks' end. Southern gets around her rival, catches up to it and tries to get it out of the corner. Beckett coming in to give her a hand. Southern still with it in the corner. Rice coming in to give her a hand for the Barrie Sharks. Lafreniere for Nepean is in there trying to work her way onto the puck. But the Sharks will carry it out, but only as far as the blue line. Shot in by Nepean, and Zador will cover up for a stoppage and play here. Just under 2 minutes to go. I think we've got everything sorted out now, Tim. We're good now? Okay. Good to know. Face off won by the Wildcats. They'll pass it around, back to the blue line. Why not? Winds and fires from the blue line, but it goes just wide of the goalpost and into the corner. They'll battle for it again off the boards, out in the slot area where thankfully it's picked up by Jordan Redding, and it will come out to the red. Deflect, back down to Cleach. She'll hand it off to Tarian. Wildcats come in across the blue line looking for an avenue to get the puck through. Hollingsworth sends it into the corner. Tarian holding the line. It'll come out to the blue line where Why Not will fire just to the far side of the goalpost. Wildcats will chase it behind and into the corner. Out to Tarian at the blue line, sending it over to Why Not. She tries to fire. She kind of fans in the shot, so no full force behind that puck, so it skips to the corner and behind. Redden getting jammed up against the board. Puck does come free back to Why Not at the blue line. Over to Terrian. She'll fire. That goes through the crease, and that didn't miss by much on the far side of the goalpost. Why not? Keeping it in. It'll trickle just to the goalpost, and Sador will cover up for a face-off with 32 seconds left to go in the period. Thanks for joining the live stream, everybody. I think we're in for a heck of a drive home, though. I do hear that the snow is now falling outside, and winter has finally arrived in the Barrie area. So for those of you who are actually cozied up at home, by your device, by the TV, be grateful you're nice and warm and out of the snow. But we're happy to be here to bring this to you, even if the drive home was going to be interesting. Pairs take the face off for Nepean. Sutton on the other side of that dot. It'll squeak out to the blue line. Cats will fire it in. Arscott trying to work her way under the puck. It's going to skip to the corner. She's got it now, and she'll throw it out to Stewart. Goes past her, though, and on to Dunstick. Dunn will send it back down, and we'll have a call, I believe, that'll be for icing. Just 3 seconds left to go in the period. 2-0 Nepean Wildcats. So the Sharks are going to have to regroup between the periods and come back out fighting with a different game plan, maybe, for the second period. Wildcats seem to be a speedy team. They like to pass that puck around, for sure. And the Sharks haven't seen them for a couple of months. Even though the Nepean Wildcats haven't played since December the 17th, it's been a while since the Sharks have seen them. Time will expire here on the first period, and we'll get set here for our intermission break. Shots on goal in the first period. Barrie 9 to Nepean's 14. So a little lopsided in Nepean's favor. We'll see if Barrie can't correct that in the second period. I have seen these guys come back from a 2-goal deficit, so I know it's possible. They tend to have a way of working themselves out of the hole, so we'll see if they can't make some magic happen after this break. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back to give you the second period in about 12 minutes. Come on back. folks. Welcome back for the second period. It's about 30 seconds left here in the intermission as the ladies take back to the ice. 2-0 Nepean Wildcats as we head into the second period. Goals scored by number 19, Annika Lafreniere, and at number 11, Lexi Bertelsen. Hopefully the Sharks will get on the scorecard in the second period. It's been pretty busy. So again, the shots on goal from that first period are 14 for Nepean and 9 for Barrie. Sutton's in to take the face off. Against Spencer for Nepean. That's going to get won by Nepean. They can't hold on to it. Sharks try to bring it into the Wildcat end. This is Sutton that does so. Down into the corner. Robillard taking her time, see if she can't find an avenue to get rid of it. Siska Humphreys holds on to it at the blue line for Barrie, setting it right back down. Sutton off the boards, banks it off and tries to pass it to McLaren. Picked off by Beckett at the blue line, even though she falls. Can't hold on. And here comes Norman for Nepean. Tries a cross-ice pass, but Siska Humphreys gets in her way. Into the corner, into the crease. And a save by Zador. Nepean hanging on possession. Low fire from the blue line. That's intercepted by Sutton, and it will come out into the neutral zone. Back for Siska Humphreys. She'll bring it across the red line and dump it in. Cleach will steer to the corner where Redden will chase it. It's picked up by Spencer in the corner. For Nepean out to the blue line. Arscott holds on. Sends it down. Terry into Robillard. And the Wildcats will get it out to the neutral zone. O'Connor giving it chase. Sends it over to Champacone. Champacone trying to get it out in front. She'll take a lap all the way behind. DDD pass for Nancaro. Trying the deflection, and that just misses on the near side. Back to Chambers at the point. Puck will bounce off a couple of different sticks, and now there's going to be a penalty call for slashing. And that's going to go against Morgan Arscott. First chance at a power play for the Nepean Wildcats. Paris will take this face off versus Rutledge. Draws one by Nepean. Bertelsen over to Nancaro. Tries to send it down low for Ricciuti. Nepean still maintaining possession. Tries to pass the puck around. Over to the point for Nancaro. Down for Bertelsen. Down behind the line. Wildcats trying to get out in front. To the point for Nancaro. Back down to Bertelsen. Cross-ice pass. Fire in. Misses over. Out the other side and behind the door. And the Nepean Wildcats will take a 3-0 lead with a goal on the power play. Scored by Maddie Pears. Puck was bouncing all around in front of the door, so she must have lost track of it. It went behind, popped out in front, and it went in the net behind her. So an unusual spot, being down 3-0 for the Barrie Sharks. Bigger hole. See if they can't chip away at that deficit. That'll be a call for icing against the Wildcats, and we'll have a face-off in the Wildcat end. Once again, folks, our next home game is Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock as we welcome in the London Devilettes for the first time this season. Face-off won by the Sharks momentarily. Stewart chasing it up into the corner. Robillard in behind, chased by two blue sweaters. Norman and Nancaro with the assist on that goal by Maddie Paris. 3-0 Nepean Wildcats. Hildebrandt battling for it behind the net. It'll come out in front. Hildebrandt still with it to Stewart. Stewart trying to work it to Severn. She does stretch it out and catches that pass. Couldn't hold on and get around Robillard, though. Bryce McLaren over the blue line. Fans on the shot. She had space, too, to get it off. Another backhand here by Haley Beckett. Just misses on the near side as she's pushed over. Coach Eldridge a little upset there was no call on that. Play continues. Wildcats trying to get it out of their own end. Sharks trying to get back possession so they can have another shot in on goal. Comes out to the neutral zone. Pass over to Beckett. She's no worse for the wear. Fires it in, and a great pad save by Cleach. Into the corner. Dunn trying to work it out in front. Over to Robillard. Trying to work it out to Hollingsworth. Intercepted again. Redden couldn't quite hold on to the blue line. Back to Siska Humphreys and up forward. A lot of passing around the neutral zone. Dusome trying to follow it up. Robillard will collect it in the corner. Doesn't hold on to it long before her teammate comes and gathers it, trying to get it out of their own end. Southern trying to hold on to it at the blue line. It escapes over to Tegan Perry. Tegan will send it down in. Picked up by Robillard for the Wildcats. That's Rice for the Barrie Sharks trying to work her way off the puck. This is Bertelsen. She'll trip over the blue line as she comes into the Sharks' end. No call. Southern trying to work her stick onto the puck. Bounces off the far boards. Rice trying to get in on the action as well is Rutledge. To Southern. Over the blue line. Why not for Nepean forcing it back the other way? Sador will leave it for Southern. Over to Perry. And Severn trying to move it out. I'll have to be careful between Severn and Southern. They do sound quite a bit alike. To Stewart, who will move it out of the Sharks end and into the Wildcat end. Pass over to Terrian. Terrian will send it to Bertelsen, who will come right back behind the goal. This is Nancaro in the corner. Beckett holds on at the blue line and fires it in. Cleach out of her crease. Sharks had an opportunity. She was out. She returns between the pipes and makes a nice steer to the corner on the puck. Arscott fires it in through bodies. It's deflected into the corner. Wildcats will clear it. Linesman had to duck. Morgan Arscott in her own end. Gets it as far as the blue line. Nancaro sends it down in to the Sharks' end. Hildebrandt in the corner. Puck is moving fast, round and round. It's not staying in anybody's anybody's stick very long. A lot of deflections. All right, 2-on-1 developing here. This is Bryce McLaren. Beckett on her left. She'll fire. Great save by Cleach. Rebound available. Dunn gets it out. Forces it up. It's Chambers for Nepean. Trying to ward off Siska Humphreys on her left. She'll leave it for her partner. It'll trickle over to the near side here. Robillard off the boards. It's Norman trying to hold on to it. Sharks clear it again. Siska Humphreys all by herself. Across the blue line and she'll wind and fire. Hits Robillard's stick and deflects right into the glove of Cleach for a stoppage in play. Just under 13 minutes to go in the second period on this beautiful snowy evening in Barrie, Ontario. Now after the game here, the Nepean Wildcats, I heard, are traveling to Markham tonight for their game in Toronto tomorrow. So we certainly wish them the best after this game as they travel down there, as the roads don't look pretty out there right now. I peeked my head out at the intermission, and it's coming down nicely. Deflection there in front to the corner as the Sharks try to get all the opportunities they can to get a goal in as they're down 3-0 just about at the halfway point, close to the halfway point of the second period, and no goals on the board for Barrie. Spencer trying to get it out. Leave it back for Robillard. Over to Tyrion. Norman waiting for a pass. She'll get pushed off the puck, and the puck stays in the Wildcat end momentarily. Hildebrandt will bring it right back in and will take a shot. That misses on the far side before she takes a seat on the ice. Southern, nice backhand pass to Sutton, who sends it forward to Beckett. She's got a little space. Can't get it around the defenseman, Robillard. Sutton will try to get it out of the corner, but Robillard's got it. They'll both fall, and the puck is going to get picked up by Pears. Setting it right back down behind Cleach. Beckett racing in. She can't hold on to it. It bounces out to the board. She's got it again, though. Tries to get a backhand off, but it's deflected. Sutton weaves her way around, passes out in front to McLaren, but it doesn't quite reach her, so she couldn't get a shot off, and she did have an open area to lift up and get it in over Cleach, but didn't quite connect properly. Puck will come all the way back out to Siska Humphreys. She'll ward off Bertelsen behind her. Hollingsworth behind her. McLaren will leave it for Arscott and try to work it up to Rice. Rice holding onto it at the boards. Ricciuti trying to get her stick onto the puck, but going to bounce out. And now Morgan Arscott's got on the far side. Dusone bringing it in over the blue line, and she'll wind around, but couldn't quite get the shot off, but she'll catch up to it on the far side. Out into the slot area. It's going to get picked up by the Wildcats. All the way back for Southern. Southern trying to move it forward to Dusome. Intercepted by the Wildcats, and they'll send it into the Sharks' end. Just crossing the halfway point now in the second period and in this contest. Back and forth in the neutral zone. Southern trying to work it towards the Wildcat end, but the Wildcats will bring it into the Sharks' end instead. Back out to neutral zone. Ellison Nancaro brings it into the Sharks' end. O'Connor waiting to see if she pulls it off the boards. Stewart and Southern trying to work the puck off their rival. Squeaks free. Wildcats still in possession. Out in front. Now Tegan Perry's going to go on a bit of a skate and see if she can't pass to a helper. She'll dump it. May Severn's going to chase it into the corner. They'll both hit the ice. Her and Nancaro. Severn still working off the ice surface. Stewart coming in to give her a hand. Stewart looking. She wants to pass it out to Hildebrandt at the point, but she has to get the puck first. Dunn coming in to give her partner a hand. Fonig squeaks out to Hildebrandt, and she shoots it in. Nice save by Cleach, and there'll be a stoppage in play here. Looks like the two girls are connected with their helmets, and they can't disconnect themselves. I haven't seen that in a long time. That's what happens when you put the cages together. Sometimes they get locked. Face off here to the right of Cleach. And the Wildcats try to clear. Sharks hanging on possession in the Wildcat end. Tyrion behind her own net. Gets it to the far boards where Hildebrandt will pinch in and try to hold on. Try to get it to Stewart. Back out to Hildebrandt at the blue line. She'll bank it off the boards and try to send it to Rutledge, but she's going to go off on a line change instead. Stewart trying to work around that white sweater down there. That's done. Couldn't hold on. The Wildcats have got it, and they will clear it. Sharks going off on a line change, so the Wildcats have a bit of a space. Norman couldn't work around Siska Humphreys. Now battling off the boards of the squeak free, and McLaren was a couple of steps back. Aaliyah Sutton's got the puck now, and they'll come in onside. Try to pass over to Beckett, but she's a couple of strides behind and couldn't quite get a shot off. Back out to the red line and all the way down. Bryce McLaren will chase after it, but there's going to be a icing call. Well, I'm loving the action in this game, but I'd like to see the score a little closer. But Wildcats have played a great game. They've got a lot of speed. They pass the puck around, and they've managed to get the puck behind Sador. And in most cases, she hasn't been able to see the puck get past her. So back out to Southern at the blue line. She'll fire, and that's deflected by Redden in the wrong direction. Picked up by Terrian for the Wildcats, and they will skate her out to the neutral zone. Hildebrandt lifting it and throwing it back down into the Wildcat end, and another icing call. I like the fact that it's been a good, clean game. Other than those 2 penalties for the odd hooking and interference and stuff, it hasn't been all that physical. A nice, clean hockey game. Bertelsen will take this drop against Urbach. They'll win it in the slot area. Nice save by Sador. Puck still loose. She pounces on it to make sure it goes no further. Crowd developing in the crease. But the puck is underneath Sador and not in the back of the net. Bertelsen back to take the puck drop, this time against Bryn Rutledge. Wildcats win it again. Sharks taking over, and Siska Humphreys trying to work it out into the neutral zone. It hits a body and deflects. Finally gets to Rutledge, and she'll bring it over the blue line and into the Wildcat end. Ringer on the boards. All the way to Hollingsworth, and she does get back out to the neutral zone. Siska Humphreys in a sword fight with her Wildcat rival. Rashudi coming in and giving her teammate a hand. Deflection just on the far side of the goalpost, and Zador had to be careful. Siska Humphreys moving it forward to May Severn. She's got Stewart on her right, but couldn't hold on to the puck as it rolls off the end of her stick. Robillard for the Wildcats behind. Off the boards. Out to Why Not. Why Not still has it. She'll bring it around behind Zador and behind the goal. Try to work it out in front in the slot area where Champacone is waiting. Out to Nancaro, who makes a nice shot from the blue line, and a great save by Zador. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the second period. Speed's kind of slowed down here in the second after that third goal by the Wildcats. Chambers sending it over to Dunn. Dunn firing it in, and a great toe save. The left toe by Zador. That was sharp. O'Connor and Arscott will battle for that puck on the boards. It's going to come off. Move into the corner. For Rice for the Sharks. Over to Dusome and up ahead for Jordan Redden. One-on-one versus Nancaro. Couldn't get around her, though, before she made the shot. Champacone the other way. Leaves it for Chambers, and she'll fire. That'll hit a body and bounce. Redden getting it out and back into the neutral zone. A lot of back and forth here happening. Into the Wildcat end. Nancaro nearly tripping up, but she stays on her feet and gets the puck out. Severn taking over at the blue line. She'll chase Nancaro for that puck into the corner. Rutledge coming in to give her a hand. Two blue, two white in on the board, so they'll pop back out to Perry. She'll fire, and a good glove save by Cleach. Bertelson for Nepean will take this draw against Rutledge, and they're going to set up and do it over again. Something was in violation, so we'll have that puck drop again. Off the draw. Sharks have got it to the blue line. Perry will wait and fire off the point. Hits a Wildcat skate, and Nepean for the Wildcats will clear it and bring it into the Sharks' end. She'll dump and chase, bring it around. Out in front for Spencer. Couldn't get the shot off. Puck will come out of the Sharks' end and make the distance. No icing. Robillard off the boards. Try to get the puck up to Norman. Southern for the Sharks coming back the other way as she's pushed into the boards. No worse for wear. She stands right back up. Sutton sends it down behind Cleach. Robillard collects it behind her netminder and over to Nepean. Back out to Southern at the red line, who sends it back to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt will try to send it forward. Sutton trying to chase. Right in the slot for Beckett. She'll wind and fire, but it hits Nepean. What a block. Bertelson over the blue line. She'll try to get around Hildebrandt. Nice backhand as she does get around her, but a great stop by Zadora. Penalty coming. It's going to go against Barrie, unfortunately, for a check to the head. And I believe that happened in the crease right in front of Zadora. So a head check. Penalty being called against Aaliyah Sutton, and it will be 4 minutes. I saw 4 fingers go up, so 4-minute penalty. A double minor assessed to Aaliyah Sutton for a check to the head. Power play opportunity here for Nepean to see if they can't increase their lead. 3-0 so far. Wildcats can't hold the line, and the puck will escape back to Nancaro. She'll send it over to Spencer, who works the puck into the Sharks' end. They'll battle for it in the corner. Scott trying to work it free. It's going to get picked up by Bertelson. And the Wildcats will get set up for their power play. Nancaro loses the puck, and Dussault nearly got a breakaway short-handed. Saw the puck sitting right in front of her, but couldn't free her stick to get there. Wildcats bring it right back into the Sharks' end. Siska Humphreys off the boards. Erbach is there trying to get her stick on and get it out of harm's way. Comes as far as the blue line. Nancaro to Bertelson. Back to the point for Nancaro and down low. They'll fire it in. And a good save there by Zadora with the pads. Ricciuti on the far side. They'll change places. Send it over to Bertelson. Bertelson will send it down low into the slot for Norman. She couldn't hold on. She'll chase it forward in the corner. To the blue line for Nancaro. Back down to Bertelson. She'll wind and fire. That hits a couple of bodies. She'll try again. And that deflects into the corner. Ricciuti will leave it in the corner for her partner. Back out to the blue line for Nancaro. Down low for Bertelson. They'll try this again. Cross ice pass and fire. That misses on the short side, and Zadora's going to put a stop to that. Just about 2 minutes gone in that first minor. It is a double minor for head contact, so 2:10 left in the penalty to Aaliyah Sutton. Spencer will take the drop here for Nepean. Back to Dunn at the blue line and over to Why Not. Why Not has it again. We'll send it over to Dunn. Dunn making a turn, sending it back to Why Not. Down into the corner. Lafreniere nearly had an opportunity with a slap shot. Didn't quite work, and the Sharks will clear it. Send it all the way down, and that first 2 minutes now has expired, and 30 seconds of the second minor has expired. Final minute of play in the second period, so a part of this power play will continue into the second. Why not? Out of her own end and across the red line. Slowly come across that blue. It'll bounce over the blue line and the Sharks will clear it. It'll come out in front. Stewart couldn't quite get to that puck, or she may have had an opportunity. Wildcats bring it back the other way. This is Nepean. Couldn't hold on. Puck escapes. 25 seconds left to go in the period. And there'll be under a minute to go in the power play going into the second period. Excuse me, the third period. Pass up to Lafreniere. Over her stick and down into the corner. Pear's chasing it and does a fun deke. Tries to send it over to Lafreniere, but she was in front of it and didn't see the pass. And that's where we will stand here at the end of 2. 43 seconds left in the penalty to Aaliyah Sutton. They'll carry over into the third period. Sharks down by 3. Goals being scored by Lafreniere, Bertelsen, and Pears for the Wildcats. Come on back for the third period, folks. Cheer on your Sharks, and hopefully we'll have something to celebrate in the way of a goal in the third period, but we'll see what happens. Hey folks, welcome back to the third period. Shots on goal in that second period. First and second combined are now 24 to 15 in favor of the Wildcats. So a lot of work to do for the Barrie Junior Sharks. Let's see if they can't get on the board here in the third period. 43 seconds remain in that penalty to Aaliyah Sutton. As you remember, she took a double minor for a check to the head at the end of the second period. That carries in to the third. So they'll have to kill that off. As I indicated, this game has been happening. The gameplay is very fast by the Nepean Wildcats. They're really good at executing passes. They're passing the puck quite a bit around, and the Sharks can't quite keep that puck on their stick to develop anything. Wildcats have been really good at keeping them on the outside, intercepting their passes, and Cleach has made some great saves between the pipes. So the buzzer about to sound here to end our intermission, and we'll get set here for puck drop on the third period. Urbach versus Pears in the face-off dot, and that gets won by Barrie. Good start to the third period. Still killing off that penalty. Tegan Perry follows it up into the corner, and we'll try to pull it out and forward. Out to Nankaro at the blue line. They'll pass it down to Bertelson. Bertelson trying to work around the Sharks. It'll slide into the corner. It'll get picked up by Hollingsworth in the corner and right out in front. Nice save by Zador. Pops out to the blue line. Down to Bertelson again. To Nankaro. To Ricciuti, and she'll try to fire, but it doesn't come off her stick quite perfectly. She'll pass it over to Bertelson on the far side. Back to Nankaro at the point. Again, these Wildcats are really good at skating around and passing that puck around. I've seen it a lot on this power play and on previous power plays. Bertelson feeds it in to Hollingsworth. She couldn't get the shot off. The penalty to Sutton has now expired. Back to 5-on-5. Nankaro fires it in, and a good deflection out in front by Hollingsworth. Doesn't find the back of the net. Play continues, and will pop out into the neutral zone. Bertelson will look at her options and will send it forward to Nankaro, who will leave it and go off on a line change. Chambers for Nepean following it up. Beckett has it behind the net and sends it over and out. Tyrion at the red line. Robillard will make a turn. Sharks trying to take over at the red line. This is Sutton, fresh out of the box. McLaren bringing it over the blue line. Robillard will collect it behind her netminder and try to work it out forward. Beckett's got it. The blue line will do a soft shot in, but that's intercepted by Champacone and out into the Sharks' end. That's Spencer for Nepean trying to get a shot off, but she's hampered by McLaren. It'll come in, and Stewart nearly had an opportunity before she met the ice. This is Tyrion sending it into the corner. Morgan R. Scott's going to follow it up. Send it over to Hildebrand. Hildebrand to McLaren. Wildcats holding on to it at the blue line. It'll go down into the corner. R. Scott sending it over. Hildebrand tries to get to it first, but Robillard sends it back behind the net. And there'll be a battle for it here on the near boards. Bouncing out to neutral. Rutledge trying to get her stick onto it. Stewart comes in just onside as Rutledge goes to the bench. Stewart trying to get out in front so she can get a shot. Severn trying to help her out. Wildcats will take over and bring it out of their own end. First 3 minutes of this third period nearly expired. Fast moving 3 periods. Off the boards. Pass meant for Dunn goes behind her, so it's picked up by Dusome. Dusome to Severn. It'll bounce to the blue line. Tegan Perry just catches up to it so she can hold on to possession. She brings it over the blue line. Waiting for help as the Sharks go off on a line change. Why not in her own end? It'll come all the way out. Zador will stop it and leave it for Southern. She'll try a backhanded pass, but that's intercepted by O'Connor. Chambers bringing it over the blue line and into the corner. Out in front, Champagone makes a shot. Zadora's got it. Face off won by the Sharks, and they will clear it out. This is Bryce McLaren over the blue line. Puck just trickles on the near side of that goalpost. Sharks hanging on in possession. Sutton will look, pass it to Siska Humphries at the blue line, and she'll fire it in through traffic. Cleach sees it, makes a nice pad save, and steers it to the corner. And out comes Chambers for Nepean. She'll dump it in and go off on a line change. Siska Humphries over to Arscott. Arscott with it again. We'll send it over to the other side. Or Severn's trying to catch up to it. Wildcats Robillard in possession, and we'll send it over. Robillard straddles the red line momentarily and dumps it down before she goes off on a line change. Siska Humphries sending it back for Rutledge on the other side. Stewart trying to collect it. Rice has got it over the blue line. Couldn't get the shot off. And a Wildcat player is thrust into the crease and will upend the net and the netminder. Just over 15 minutes to go in the third period. Sharks looking for their first notch on the board. Have had several opportunities. Can't solve Cleach. Set up here and do it again. Something wrong with the face-off, so we'll do it all over again. Face-off won by the Sharks. Hildebrand skates in and makes a shot in on net, and that's steered to the corner by the right pad of Cleach. Sharks do hold on to it into the Wildcat end. They will try to give it chase. Tarian, who seems to have her stick on that puck constantly. Out into the neutral zone for Hildebrand. She'll send it back up to Rice. She'll dump and go off on a line change while Stewart gives chase on that puck. Sharks can't hang on. Siska Humphries. Back to the red line for Why Not. And the Wildcats were changing. They had to be careful they didn't get called for too many players. Dusome trying to bring it in, and she's hampered by Chambers and Why Not. Puck up to Champagone, and she'll come across the blue line. Chambers on her left. Intercepted by Urbach, and here she comes with some speed over the blue line, trying to work it into the slot, but is forced into the corner. She still has it. Comes out into the slot, but not onto a Shark stick. O'Connor pulling it into the Sharks' end. Chambers giving her a hand. Sharks defense trying to work their way onto the puck, and it pops up and over, and now it's out in the slot area. Done. Sending it down low. Back out to Dunn, and she loses the handle, and here's Haley Beckett on a breakaway. Has her pocket picked right before she can make a shot. Good work by the defense for the Wildcats. Shot in and a good glove save by Zador. My goodness, that I wish I had a replay of. Great looking breakaway, and right before Haley could wind back and fire, the Wildcat defenseman says, you know what, I'm going to take that puck away and I'm going to clear it out of the zone. Sharks coming right back. Bryce McLaren pulling it in, can't bring it all the way. Robillard for the Wildcats will take it behind Cleese, and she'll move it forward. Spencer tries to feed it to Hollingsworth. Rolls off the end of her stick. This is May Severn for the Sharks. Puck will sit there for a second. Sharks bringing it offside, and we'll have to tag and get clear. This is Spencer for Nepean. Couple of sticks get tangled, but they untangle them, and play continues. Robillard over to Terrien. This defensive line of Robillard and Terrien has got a lot of ice time tonight. They have been very successful on the defense. Robillard will chase it back behind Cleach. Terrien will help her out. Send it right back to Robillard. Out to Spencer on the boards. Pear's trying to work it free, and it will escape and trickle all the way back to Sador, who will leave it for Barrie. Southern has her pocket picked. Sharks do get it out of their own end, and this is Rice, our call-up, trying to get a shot in on net. She'll regain control behind the net and try to work it out to the blue line. That's successful for Arscott. Moves it into the corner. It's going to be a stoppage in play here as the net is off its pegs. So we'll get that all fixed up before we resume play. Just over 11 and a half minutes to go in the third period. 3-0 Nepean Wildcats. Goals from Nepean were scored by number 19, Annika Lafreniere, number 11, Lexi Bertelson, and number 12, Maddie Pears. Shot made by Beckett. Nice glove save by Cleach. She's been sharp in net. Puck will sit there after the draw, and it will squeak out over the blue line back to Siska Humphreys. Over to Arscott, who will try to send it forward to Dusome. Redden trying to work her way in the puck, and she does get it, and she fires it in. And a great save by Zador. Redden tried to go 5-hole and nearly was able to get it past Cleach. But Cleach shut the door on her with those pads. Trying to hold on. Sutton takes the drop, and it will scoop to the corner. Wildcats pick it up off the boards. Held on to by Southern at the blue line, and they'll battle for it there on the far boards. Robillard picks up the loose puck and will move it forward. Hildebrandt skates back and picks it up, and will backhand over to McLaren. Spencer trying to get her stick on the puck. Sutton getting in her way. Sharks will clear. McLaren can't quite catch up to it before Dunn moves it into the Sharks area. But Sutton now has it in the Wildcats, but she's surrounded by 3 white sweaters and couldn't find a way past. This is Lafreniere, our first goal scorer of the evening. She'll zigzag and finally work that puck out into the neutral zone, where Siska Humphreys is waiting. Pass up to Severn. She'll come in and try to make a shot in, and that misses on the far side. Just coming up on the 10-minute mark of the third period. Sharks really haven't been able to gain any momentum to get some kind of a shot in, and haven't put really too much pressure on the Wildcats, at least not in this third period just yet. Wildcats fire in, and a great stop there by Sador. Little extracurriculars on the far end by Rutledge and Ricciuti. Right off the draw, Morgan Arscott's got it. We'll send it over to Hildebrandt. Redden trying to get it out before she's pushed into the boards, and that will be a penalty. Interference is the call against the Nepean Wildcats, so a power play opportunity here with 9:38 to go in the third period for the Barrie Sharks. Now I'm going to think positively here. I have seen teams come out of a 3-goal deficit fairly quickly once the momentum shifts. All the Sharks need to do is get one in. They get one in, and the momentum will shift, and they may get some help to get one, perhaps two more. 9.5 minutes is a long time to go. A lot can happen. That's just me thinking positively. These Wildcats have been skating pretty quickly around these Sharks tonight. Barrie at the blue line. Trying to hold on. We'll dump it into the corner. Sutton's got it. Back to Barrie. Barrie fires it in, and Cleach sees it all the way in and makes a great save. Sutton versus Bertelson, and that's won by Nepean. They'll squeak out to Beckett. Beckett out to Barrie. Barrie will send it over to her D partner, Hildebrandt, but just over the blue line. So the Sharks will have to come out and regroup. Beckett had it for a minute, but it went right into the glove of Terrian, who puts it right back down the ice and moves it forward towards the goal. And Zador covers up for a face-off. A little pushing and shoving in the crease right in front of Zador. Things really aren't getting too heated. I know the Sharks would like to get on the board. Minute 25 left in the power play. They just need to gain possession and bring it into the Wildcat end to set up to pass that puck around. Puck over Stewart's stick, so the Wildcats will get it out and all the way back to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt trying to make a push and move it forward to Severin. Doesn't work, and the puck gets scooted back the other way. Zador will collect it and leave it for Barrie. Well, she'll assess her options and we'll move it forward, and that goes by everybody, and that will be icing against the Barrie Sharks. Just under a minute to go in that power play. Urbach versus Chapagone. That's won by Barrie. Hildebrandt's got it, and she will backhand it over to her D partner, Barrie. Out to Urbach. She'll bring it into the Wildcat end. Dumping and chasing. Couldn't hold on. There's going to be another penalty. Coach for Nepean kind of dumbfounded as to what's being called, but it is interference. Sharks are going to have a golden opportunity here. 37 seconds, 5-on-3. And then another minute and a half power play. Timeout being called. Once again, folks, I'm back in action on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock as the Barrie Junior Sharks will welcome in the London Devilettes. Nepean Wildcats are in town for 3 games this weekend. After here, they will travel to Markham, and they will play Toronto Leaside tomorrow night. And then they'll drive right back up to Aurora and play Central York before heading home tomorrow night. The weather's not all that nice outside, so we certainly wish the Nepean Wildcat team all the best and travel safe to their destination this evening in Markham. 37 seconds, 5-on-3. We've got Urbach, Severin, Stewart, Barrie, and Hildebrandt out for the Sharks. Looks like Urbach's going to get kicked out of the face-off dot, and Stewart will come in instead. Wildcats momentarily have it. Stewart coming in to gain control, and she does. She will hand it to Barrie. She'll wait, send it over to Hildebrandt. Back to Barrie at the point. She'll go over to Hildebrandt, and she'll try to go on the short side. That goes up and over and into the corner. 10 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Back to Hildebrandt. She'll wait. She'll fire. Hits a skate and bounces out to Barrie. Barrie trying to get around Terry, and she does. Out to Hildebrandt. over to Beckett. 5-on-3 is done. Beckett makes a shot, but it hits the skate. Just over a minute on the power play. Shot in over the crossbar. Back out to Beckett. Beckett trying to send it down low for Erbach. Doesn't work. Wildcats almost get it cleared. Now they do. Up and over. 1 minute left in the power play. Sharks really couldn't get anything going in that 5-on-3. Had a couple of chances. Perry, through everybody, gets stopped as she enters the zone. Dunn gets it as far as the blue line, picked up by Siska Humphreys. Over to Beckett, and she'll deflect it and try to send it in before she's upended, and it gets kicked to the corner there by Cleach. Dusome, Beckett, Lafreniere, and Why Not all in a battle on the far boards, and the Wildcats will clear. Just 15 seconds to go in the power play. Why Not fans on the shot, but Dusome couldn't collect it to take it with her. Back out to Dusome, who sends it forward for Rutledge. She'll fire it in. Great pad save there by Cleach. Out into the neutral zone. Sharks running out of time. 6 minutes left in the third period. Back to 5-on-5. Spencer trying to move it towards the red line. Picked up by Jordan Redden, and she brings it into the Wildcat end, trying to maintain control and hand it over to Rutledge. Rutledge couldn't see it. Robillard with it in her own end, and she'll move it forward for Bertelsen. Over the blue line, over to Champacone. Puck sits there. Sharks will clear. Pass meant for Rice, intercepted by Terrian. She's been a nuisance all night to the Barrie Sharks, intercepting a lot of passes. Champacone leaving it for Robillard. Robillard sending it down low for Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth will send it to the slot, but it goes by. Robillard at the blue line will send it in over the crossbar and into the corner. Sharks bringing it out only momentarily. This is Southern bringing it out. Terrian taking over, and she'll come in once again. She'll wait, she'll fire. Sador gets a piece of it, and it goes into the corner. Wildcats relentless, bringing it right back in. Dunn from the blue line will fire it in, misses on the short side, and goes out the other way. It's Norman on the far side. Held on to by Nancaro at the blue line. Leaves it for her partner, fire in, hits a couple of bodies, and doesn't meet its target. To the blue line, over to Dunn. Dunn couldn't hold on, so it will be called on the offside with just under 4.5 to go in the third period. And I guess I'm biased. I don't like not calling goals for the Barrie Sharks. But in all fairness, Nepean's played a great game. Sharks digging in. They've had their chances. Beckett couldn't get turned around, or she may have had a breakaway. Tried to send it over to Sutton. Intercepted by Norman. Into the slot area there for Hildebrandt, and she winds around the goalpost. Out and over the blue line. Spencer. Back to Nancaro. Trying to move it forward to Pears. Beckett will do a dump and go off on a line change. Wildcats trying to bring it out. Dusome comes in with a head of steam and trying to work the puck off of her rival. Can't quite execute that. Puck will escape it into the neutral zone. They'll battle for it at the red line. It'll escape and come back down into the Wildcat end. Nancaro into the neutral zone. Tegan Perry for the Barrie Sharks now. Over the blue line. She'll fire it in, and a good blocker save. Spencer will just escort that puck right underneath the glove of Cleach for a stoppage in play. Face-off won by the Wildcats. Why not behind the net, and she'll try to move it forward. Stewart getting in her way and does take the puck away from her momentarily. Spencer to the neutral zone. To Southern, she'll send it down into the Wildcat end, where, of course, Terrian is waiting. Terrian has had a lot of puck possession this game. Out to Hollingsworth. Now back to Southern for the Barrie Sharks. Blue line pass over to Tegan Perry. Severn will bring it in. Put it towards the net, but on the far side. Cleese trying to collect it. Severn trying to come in and doing a poke to see if she can't work it over Cleese. Doesn't work. Goes into the corner. Wildcats will bring it out. This is Chambers. Over to O'Connor. O'Connor will send it down behind the net. They'll battle for it in the corner. Out to the blue line for Dunn. She'll send it in, and that's deflected. Zadora had to be careful, but it did miss on the far side. Champacone, Robillard, and Beckett and Urbach are all in the corner battling for that puck, and it sits there. It doesn't even move for about 5 seconds before somebody finally gets a stick on it, and after all of that, it bounces over the glass and out of play. Just over a minute and a half left. Battle for in the corner here, and Sutton's going to try to bring it out of the end, but she goes for a spill, and that's going to be a penalty call against the Wildcats for tripping. So minute and a half left, and one more opportunity for the Barrie Sharks to get on the board before the final buzzer. Penalty being assessed to number 14, Naomi Chambers. Wildcats have been perfect on the penalty kill in this contest. Sharks in possession at the blue line. Extra attacker coming on as Zadora makes a beeline for the bench. So 6 on 5. Excuse me, 6 on 4 as they are in a power play. 6 on 4 with a minute 22 to go in the third. So on the ice for the Sharks is Sutton, Urbach, Beckett, Hildebrandt, Dusome, and Perry. Face-off won by the Sharks. Hildebrandt over to Perry. She'll fire. Deflection, but into the corner instead of into the net. Back to Hildebrandt at the red line. Perry making a turn. Pass meant for Dusome, intercepted by Nancaro. Sutton's going to chase for it into the corner. Under a minute to go now in this contest. Why not trying to hold on? Out in front, Dusome nearly had a golden opportunity, but it's poked out of harm's way by the Wildcats. Back into the Sharks' end as we go into the final 35 seconds of this game. It's been an exciting one, but all the momentum seems to be on the Wildcats side. Sharks just couldn't find a way to group and get past the defense. Their defense, Robillard and Terrian, have been relentless in this game. Siska Humphreys. It'll get deflected into the corner. Still 6 on 4. Beckett trying to scoop it out and get it out in front, as is Severn. I don't think they're going to do it before time expires. 3 seconds, and I think this is how this is going to end. Yes. It was a well-played game by the Nepean Wildcats. Well-earned shutout by Cleese. Sharks just couldn't group. So they'll come away with a 3-0 loss in this game. Just waiting for my final shots on goal from the scorekeeper. Certainly thank Mia Severn, number 55, and number 91, Bryn Rice, for joining us this evening. I'm not going to get my total shots on goal, but needless to say, Nepean probably has a lot more shots on goal than what the Sharks do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this snowy evening here in Barrie. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. My name is Cheryl Gilroy, and on behalf of my tech director, Tim Norton, and our cameraman, Kyle Norton, we'd like to thank you, and I hope you can join us again on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock as the Barrie Junior Sharks welcome in the London Devilettes. For now, I'll say goodbye from the East Bayfield Recreational Complex. One more note, shots on goal, 29-23, so a little closer for the totals. Wildcats still come out on the winning side, though, 3-0. Thanks for joining the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you Sunday afternoon, and as always, keep the faith. Good night.